on here. Okay, I am back with another stream tonight. As soon as I took my little break and everything, I realized something else I'd really like to do. Go ahead and get it going. I've got Mom's new machine running another Clam AV, or the first Clam AV scan on it, and then the Dell Pt14 laptop. I'm running another scan on it. And I thought, well, why don't I do that on this one, since it's part of the one with the team viewer scare earlier today, wondering, getting all those SC Linux alerts. So let's open up a terminal window. I'm on the desktop. Let's see. I'm going to make sure the sound is working right and everything. There we go. There's my terminal. Okay. Get root privileges. Let's see. What machine? Gotta get the password. I would think that I would remember these passwords as much as I'm using them, but it actually just confuses me more doing different machines. Used to, I knew the passwords, regular and root passwords, for most of my machines, but I can't do that anymore. Clam AV, I kept doing that on the Dell laptop, and it's Debian 8, and Clam AV, KLM AV is not available. Just the graphic user interface is not available on Debian 8, but Clam TK is. So, and that's CLAM TK, and Clam AV, the actual back end of the virus scanner, is CLAM AV. It's all a lot of fun, different similar things to try and remember. Okay, just report, and I'm just going to scan the whole thing. I'll go ahead and just click them all right now. I'm going to check the options and make sure they're the way I want them. Let's see, everything. Oh, okay, yeah, I was worrying about, there's dropland lists, but nothing in them. It says scan zip files using, but there's nothing to, I guess you could, what else would you use, I guess you could, there's a folder there where you can go to a directory. So I guess if you had some sort of standalone scanning device that was just right for that, I don't know, I don't understand it. Anyway, it does scan them when it's selected, I believe. That's my belief. Okay, and the defaults is everything, and that's what I want. Every type of report, every type of potential problem. I'll cancel because I didn't change anything, if I did, it was on accident. Okay, the updates. Let's make sure they're done. Updated from database. Yes. Okay. See if there shouldn't be anything in the quarantine. Okay, nothing. Okay, are we ready? I think we're ready. I don't guess I really need that. Oh, yeah. Okay, now these are the files I'm making right now. The other thing is, let's don't start it now because Lucky Backup has started backing up. We're going to have to let Lucky Backup run first. So I'm going to close this because that's just more things for the machine to run, it can't handle all that. So it looks like it's doing over here. Okay, OBS is normal. Everything else is doing okay, so it'll be alright. But I went out and I started to unplug that backup drive, but I thought, no, let's leave it plugged in. But there's two things I want to do. I want to, can't really open anything else to show it. I want to, just put it on me for a minute. I want to delete, well, let's see. I was thinking I want to delete the Firefox standalone version because it's messed up, It did work okay when I used it to report the bad add-ons and stuff, but I would imagine, I guess I could try it again just to make sure that it hadn't fixed itself. It has done that in the past. It used to pretty much always do that when something got messed up. So anyway, I don't know what to do with my hands here. My keyboard tray is in the way. There we go. Yeah, bang on the desk. That won't make any noise in the mic. Okay. So I was wanting to delete my standalone and then put a new one on there, and I want to delete the backup so that when it backs it up, it gets the new one, and no fragments from the old broken one, were left in the backup. because I believe that, yeah, the way the backup works, if it's it overwrites existing files but leaves everything else alone. You know, it doesn't erase and then back. It's not a clone image. It's not a clone of the folder. It is a true backup. So anything that might have been in there that I didn't want, either if they're not even bad files, because I've been scanning the system, they're probably not, but if they're just broken files, I don't want them in there either. So then I thought, well, wait, what if I delete my backup and then I download the new one and then it's even worse, you know? So I'll keep the backup, download the new one, and then delete. It doesn't matter if it backs up another time; it still doesn't matter. I can delete it, and then when the next backup, it'll back it up. It's not. I'm going on and on. It's not actually in this case. Not. It's important normally, but it's not, because I'm going to reformat, and soon I won't really even need any of those system folder backups anyway. From there would be. That's the one thing. Oh yeah, don't want to lose. Oh yeah, no, the JSON, the bookmark JSON backups, they're not in there. They're in the .mozilla folder. Okay, so I'm good there. All right, so are you done Lucky Backup yet? No, I could open that window, but I don't know that it would. The only thing it would really do is just use more resources. Yeah, see, OBS is using a little more now. Mount NTFS. See, now that's part of the backup. That drive I'm backing up to is NTFS, and for some reason, all of a sudden, Mount NTFS is using 12%. That's one of the reasons. See, now that's something I don't usually catch, but that's one of the reasons why it slows the machine down so much. Lucky Backup's using Mount NTFS to write to the NTFS drives. So, and I guess that, you know, it's a process that, well, I guess it's running. It's going to be running the whole time I'm running the system as long as that drive is plugged in, but it's making it work really hard right now. So, because it's writing to it. So. It actually works better writing to NTFS drives than ever before. Older versions of Fedora would just take forever to write things and just really just slow down the system really badly. I remember when I put, what was it, I built somebody a 6-core AMD system several years ago now, 3 or 4 years ago or more, and I put Windows X7 on the one half of it, and the other half was Fedora. It was actually Corora, the remix of Fedora, and it was at around, I don't know, 21, 22, something like that version. But when you'd write those backups, it could even slow down that machine. And with the first 3 or 4 days, it was writing the first time backups. It was just writing files, you know, because everything of hers that was on her old system, I saved. I divided it up in 3 ways. I had a backup partition, a Linux partition, set of partitions, and then a Windows set of partitions. And so all systems would write to that backup drive, but I made it NTFS so that I knew about that problem, but I knew Windows 7 couldn't write to it. It couldn't even read or write to a Linux partition, so I did it that way. And even if it and Lucky Backup runs on Windows too, so I was able to use Lucky Backup on both. So that was cool, but actually it got okay. I mean, at first I thought, man, this is going to be a problem. It's going to slow down. You're going to notice it when you're trying to surf the internet every time the Lucky Backup's running. But after the first 2 or 3 days, when it finally got all the initial first writes done, then it wasn't working as hard. Oh, it's finished now. Okay, so yeah, let's start the ClamAV scan. Oh, dang it. Get on the desktop. Okay, I already clicked start, and it's calculating, so I'm going to click bypass that so it'll get started scanning. Now I'm just going to let it scan this whole system, and you know, I'll probably quit making video here in a little while, and it'll still be scanning because it does have some data on it. But now that whole Firefox thing, let's see, it's not going to be scanning my home directories for a while, so I think I'll try and hurry up and do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, what I was going to do is download it first, so let's go. Can I do that fast enough? I guess I'll try it in. No, let's try it in the other browser that doesn't have any. Oh, that's one thing. If this browser was messed up and I download Firefox in it, what will happen? I guess I could download it and let it sit there and then set it up later. No, let it sit there and be scanned by this virus scan. Maybe I should do that, because if I'm doing, if I'm adding, I mean, it doesn't hurt if you're, well, when you're doing a virus scan, you really don't need to be writing and deleting files. You know, it's gonna mess things up. So, yeah, I close that. Even, and of course the cache, some of them would like disappear. You know, it'll say that sometimes file disappeared, couldn't scan it. I don't know. Yeah, this really the absolute best thing to do is not be reading and writing a bunch of stuff. Of course, I'm making video. I've done it. It just depends on what's important to you as to whether or not it needs to be messed up or not. I'm thinking in this case, and with it scanning off in those other directories for a good long while, I could probably let it do it. I mean, I can go ahead and download it. We'll try it. I'll go open up Firefox developer version. It didn't have the bad add-on in it. And I want to go to Firefox home. Let's see. I should be able to find it. Yeah, there we go. Mozilla Firefox. Go to download. Okay, Firefox Quantum privacy notice. Okay, I'm going to click on that and see if it'll take me to a Linux version. Yeah, it went automatically picked the Linux version. Now see, it was going to open it up. The default would have been Archive Manager. Well, I'd rather it ask me in this browser anyway. Okay, download it. And that's the standard one. If you wanted the Firefox developer, you've got to find the right page and all that stuff. Yeah, there it is, Developer Edition. You would go there and download that. But that's what I'm running right now. I don't need to download it again. Okay, and it's running in standalone. Well, there's Firefox Beta. Okay, this is Developer Edition 90. Nightly. Oh, that's the nightly builds. I was like, what? Oh, don't close that. It's not done downloading yet. Oh, yes, it is. Open file. Okay. I'll leave it open anyway just to make sure I don't. Okay, we're scanning away. We're in var cache. Actually, yeah, I can close it now, right? Okay. So, if we're in var cache, then yeah, I think I can do this ahead of time here, and it will scan not only my download, but my when it gets to my home directory, it'll scan the one I've unpacked. That's what I'll do it that way. Let's see if let's make sure my sound's working and everything, and my videos. I've got my preview playing. I have so much trouble. Let's go to here. Now then, Firefox, that's the one I want to get rid of. So, delete all. Now, I've done this a couple times recently, so we'll double check, but so now that's not there. The one, that would be the one connected to that right there, that icon up there. Now, if you can, in Crusader, you can double click on a archive file, packed file, and it'll open it up. And the bigger it is, the longer it takes. But of course, I'm doing the virus scan. That kind of uses up some resources too. See the folder Firefox? So that's just gonna. Now I can just back out of it, and it'll make me a file. It'll be in a folder. Otherwise, you got to check, because otherwise all the files in the folder would be unpacked in your home directory, and it'll make a mess, and you'll never get it cleaned up. Okay, Firefox 60.02 unpack. Home done. And when that's unpacked, actually, since I did it exactly the same as the before, it should just run. I'll show you how to set up the icon, but this is how you set up a standalone or semi-portable. It still uses the .mozilla folder from the installed version as for your profiles and everything. So the program's running from this folder that I'm unpacking, but your profiles, your backups of your bookmarks, everything is going to be in .mozilla. Let's see, I can actually go there. .mozilla. This is where, see, that's the one that's installed, and that, well, that's your profiles. Let's see, yeah. But this whole folder is the installed version. It's in there somewhere. Where is it? Pending pings. It shouldn't be gone. Oh, I guess it's in your, yeah, I guess it's in your profile folder. I don't know. Forgotten. Should be in there. Oh, that was my. But these are your folders. There's two profiles, one for Firefox Developer and one for those ones with the black icon. Those are executable. Well, JSON files are backup files. I don't think they are executable, but sometimes the system sees them as executables when they may not be. Firefox is just, if you wanted to start Firefox, is that finished yet? Let's see. There's developer's version. There it is. Yeah, it's done. So, okay, yeah, Firefox SIG, Firefox bin, Firefox, that will start it. It doesn't even have a file extension. Okay, now let's just get off there. I don't want to accidentally delete any of that or anything. Now that's where you're going to be running the newest version. That's how you can run, and it'll auto update. I'll just stay right there. Okay, right click, properties on this, and then the address of it, the command, it's called the command, but the way you do it is just browse to the Firefox. Oh, that's why it says Firefox. So it's Firefox folder and Firefox files I just showed you. Hit close. Now, in some other ones, I actually made a Firefox folder and then unzipped it in there, so I had Firefox. I guess it would say Firefox. But anyway, the other day I think I saw that in a different system and thought there was an extra folder when it was really just a file that executable for Firefox. So now I'm going to close this because the system does have, you know, its limitations. Okay, because we're virus scanning. Now, oh, see where it is. Yeah, see we're in var lib still. I figured I have plenty of time, so I can go over here and I should just be able to start it up. It might take a minute because it's going to see it's different, but everything will still be the same as far as, you know, what you have in here and everything. See, all my add-ons are still there because they were in the .mozilla folder. And I turned off. I think I turned off sync, but they're not. I mean, they're not gone. So, yeah, that's where they are. They're kept as in the .mozilla folder. There's file. I kind of found out what files were what recently, but those are still in weird places because I never did reorder them. Let's see, tools, add-ons. Plus, yeah, okay. And since I haven't done any video watching or anything, I didn't go to Amazon. It didn't ask me to install if I wanted to install that thing that'll play DRM video, you know, digital rights management. I'm gonna, let's see. What's that? Downloads. I like that up there. That's the library. I don't use that. Sidebars, I don't use that. I don't want the extra space wasted. Web developer, that's a fine add-on. Secure, search by image. Stylus. Let's just put it over that way. Okay, and I'll put download things that are related to download together. There we go. V2Zilla. Translator, and a screenshot, and then privacy related stuff like that. Okay, now what do we got? Now we're done. The only thing I don't have up there that I want is, I didn't know you could do that. What kind of search is that? That's not your Google, is it? Let's find out. That's what I'm wanting. So maybe that'll be a quick way to get that up there. Normally I've been having to go to edit preferences and put it in there. That's it. That's my searcher. Okay, now it's got search. Yeah, see, it did it for me. Add search bar to toolbar, but I don't really need Amazon. I can't stand eBay. I don't want any eBay or that. Okay, I'll leave it like that. I actually had added another search engine. Let's see. Cookies. Okay, I have until, that's why nothing logs in automatically. But it's still not working. See, I have Google in there and I have UStart as allow to save cookies, but it's still deleting them. So I guess that's why I probably figured that out in the past. And the only two choices when I close Firefox, delete cookies, or leave them until they expire. For right now, I'm going to have them always delete, because cookies can be very dangerous when it comes to malware. So since I know I've got a malware scare, third-party cookies, I don't really ever want those. As long as the sites work, I don't want them. Clear data. And now I think I should get out of here while I'm doing a virus scan and not try to do any more stuff. But it should be okay now. It should work fine, but I'll test it out later. So now it's got some broken executables showing up. Hopefully that's all we'll get is, stuff like that. I'll order it that way. Okay, core dump, yeah. Okay, and it'll, of course it'll take a good while on this, but I don't know. Hopefully we won't even find anything that needs to be deleted, but I'm going to let it run and find out. Because I want my last backup of everything that's getting backed up to be clean. And I want it to be clean while I'm using it until I can reformat it. I mean, it's taken me forever to get to where I can just reformat it. Even longer than I always thought. I thought it'd be simpler with a Linux system than it would be with the Windows. I would scan them at least 3 or 4 times until I finally got a scan that came up clean. Then I would back up the person's files or my files, whoever's computer it was, and then I would reformat. And usually it was with Windows because that's what they wanted, and then copy their files back. And that still, it took a day or 2 to do it. Well, and it started with 1 computer and ended up 3, and I'm making the videos. But it's been, this is Friday of the 2nd week. It's all coming up on 2 weeks. I don't remember what day it was. I think it was a Saturday, Sunday, or Monday when it started, when I first discovered this. I can look back on my videos and see. My first video will tell me the day. Now I'm curious about that. Let's see. Well, instead of looking at that, let's see what we got going with the. See what I got going with my scans on the other machines. It's better to get that long stick. I can't reach when I'm using my SM58. If I try to reach over it, it hits me right in the neck, and I still can't reach my KVM switch even with the pencil. And I can swing it, but then it's a pain and it makes noise. Okay, so mom's machine, other than kind of monitor going to sleep, or it might have went to sleep. Okay, it's not done yet. It's still scanning away. Heuristics broken executable. This is ClamAV. I'm running ClamAV on all 3. Mine, mom's new machine, and the ASRock machine, and the Dell 1525 laptop. Okay. Of course, they've kind of been staggered as to when I started the scan. Well, it hasn't found anything new. That's why I like to put it at the bottom of the list, so that I'll know when I look back, has it found anything new since last check. So they're all okay. They're all encrypted zips and supposedly broken executables that aren't actually broke. Okay, now the laptop, I would have to turn. Let's see if there's anything to see over there. Okay, it's just about halfway through, so there's really nothing to see here. It's about where it was and where I left it. It says possible threats 80, but you can't look at them until it's done, I don't think. I haven't seen a way to do it. I get the mouse and see if there's anything to see here. We'll look at it, but no, there's not. It's just that little progress bar. So it's going to be the same type of thing, I'm pretty sure. I hope. So yeah, I like to get. Oh yeah, click off on a different desktop so that I can't accidentally hit a button. I mean, you still could do it. You could always hit shut down the machine or something, but otherwise I won't accidentally click, hit cancel. It's happened enough times in the last 20 years of computing that I've learned the hard way. Come on. I can't. It's the only thing about using this long stick, it's much harder to hit the one that you want for some reason. Okay. So I know you wasn't seeing it when I was talking about the laptop. I could have twisted the camera around, but I just didn't want to. So, all of a sudden kind of getting hungry now. I guess that's the thing I need to do is eat supper. I'm in the mood to quit all this and relax, but I've started yet another scan. But see, if my main machine doesn't get through, even when I go to bed, it's not loud and heat make a lot of heat. Now, hopefully, Mom's will get through before I go to bed, and the laptop, because Mom's is close to my bed, I would hear it, and it makes a lot of heat. Luckily, though, it's only 77.5 in here tonight. It's 91 outside, so the air conditioner's running pretty often, and so it's keeping me from dying because I have my machine, the Lenovo i5, the IBM server, 2 laptops, and Mom's 8-core machine running right now, and have been for a while now. A few months ago, when it was cooler weather and the air conditioner wasn't running much at all, it would probably be 83 degrees in here at least, and I wouldn't be able to stand it. So, actually, I think probably more than that with all this running. I never ran this much stuff in a long, long time. Usually the only time I could ever do that is in the winter when I can open a window. But this year, I guess she doesn't do it every year. She kept saying she was cold, and then all of a sudden, I didn't know what to say, I said, well, I'm hot. A couple months or 2 ago, and then she said, oh, I haven't closed my vent. And then I go, oh, yeah. So she got her vent closed in her room, so I'm getting all that cool air that she didn't want, so I'm glad of that. So, let's see. This is Mom's, okay, and, oh, it's mine, yeah. So I just clicked off of it. Okay, I think that's really all I need to show and tell. I just thought, I keep showing this on the camera views where you can't see it, and I thought this is my perfect chance to go ahead and show it on the desktop so you can see what the heck it is I've been talking about. Turning on, doing this scanning with ClamIV in root mode and all that stuff. And then I've been wanting, and it just hit me, I've really been meaning to do that with the browser. At first, for a while, I thought there's no point in doing that, but I keep having to use the browsers in this thing, so I thought, well, and then I thought, what's the point in having a backup of broken stuff, Oh, where are we at? We haven't gone to user media yet. My backup drive is plugged in. It'll be scanning that thing, which would be nice, except for I think it would end up taking 3 or 4 days. Should I leave it? I left it the first night of all this. I left it, and it scanned all day, all night, and half of the next day, and it still was not anywhere near getting done. So, Bitdefender is really, really fast, and it scanned it in 16 hours. What I was thinking is, that browser ran. What I'm thinking is, let's hurry up and delete that backup, like I was saying, because I don't think I need it. It's a little bit risky until I run the browser through its paces, I guess, but it's not that big of a deal. It's not doesn't act like it wants to open up Crusader, I guess because I'm doing the virus scan and making a video. But yeah, let's do that and then unmount it, because I think I have time. Oh, I can just rename it until I'm sure. Oh, 6, 15, 18, that'll be good. So when the next one backs up, I'll know I have everything from that version, which I don't think I'm going to need any of it, but that's always the safest thing to do. Okay. Documents, video, whoops. I clicked over, oh, if you just click on that, it doesn't work. Okay. Video's growing just fine, everything looks good there. Yeah, so yeah, it hasn't gone that well. Of course, you don't know. See, I don't know what. Sometimes it says hover over the file to tell you what to do. Sometimes it shows you the directory that it's in. So machine's not running so great. So I don't know where it is really, but it doesn't say run, you know, media, anything. It doesn't. There's nothing come up in here out of my backup drive, so I think it's safe to unmount it. I mean, it wouldn't hurt the drive or anything. Let me unplug it. It might screw up the program, pulling it out. Well, see, it's not. I don't think it'll hurt anything. I think it will just I don't think it looks that far ahead to say, oh, where'd all those folders go? You know. Matter of fact, yeah, I've had it work like with cache files and stuff. It'll show the name of the file, and then like if you look in a log or something, it'll say couldn't scan, file disappeared. So, although that's what it would do, it'd say those folders disappeared if it did see them already. But I don't think it's even got to that point yet. Since it hasn't been scanning that long. So I'm on camera, aren't I? Yeah, because I was fixing to quit. Dadgummit, I hate when I do that. Well, no instant replays here. Can't show that again. You heard what I was talking about. If you didn't already, just quit watching. So anyway, yeah, it's not showing down here. Usually it shows right there where it's at. But for some reason, I don't know if it's because of it's not responding very well. Let's see what the system reports. OBS is normal. Clam scan is normal. Clam AV says disk sleep. You know when something says disk sleep like that, that actually is a sign that that's what's slowing the machine down. But it's still running. It's not hung up or anything, I don't think. Or is it? I think what happens sometimes when it does that when you don't see it. No, it's progressing slowly. It's scanning some big files somewhere. I don't guess it's, well, that's the last place it saw something. That's what I'm saying, right up there where it says hover over broken. Normally that would show you the address of where it's scanning, but for some reason it changed. I don't know why it does that. I've seen that a lot lately in these different scans, and had me thrown off. I thought, well, is it finished? Because I wasn't seeing it counting anything. But yeah, don't just assume it's done. If it looks like it's doing nothing, it may be scanning some big files. Especially when you tell it to scan big files, and I do. So, I mean, they're going to hide viruses anywhere they can. If there's a big file, like a video or an image that's rather large, of course, images can be, I think it was 20 megabytes, it said. The size, scan files, normally they wouldn't, well, it's not running too good. I'm not going to go into the settings right now. I was going to show that, but I think it's 20 megabytes. It'll set the option to scan files larger than 20 megabytes. Well, yeah. Videos, images, there's lots of images bigger than 20 megabytes, and the JPEGs especially are images I've always read about can be have bad payloads in them be put in them. I've actually got infected by some before that, years before, several times. As a matter of fact, I've had infections that crawled through my system and I know those files were fine because I made them, pictures, and then somehow they were vulnerable to attack and they got malware in them, viruses in them, bad ones, Trojans and stuff. So had to delete I think there was a few times when I actually had to delete all of my copies of that file because they had all got infected, And I've always tried to keep backups so that if you delete one or something gets infected, you can on your main machine, then your backup, if you can keep your backup clean, that is. That's one challenge. Like in this instance, my backup is a USB drive plugged into this machine. It got well, actually, it didn't get infected. If it had, there's no telling what would be out through that drive, and that it's pretty hard. I mean, I guess really the best thing to do, and I could do that. It'd take some work. If I had a real server, it'd be real good to do that. But have a server. I don't want my personal files. I don't want that drive plugged into my web server, because then that's too dangerous. If somebody does break into your web server, they could get into all your personal files too. So I don't connect those to each other. But if you had a server that was your backup server, and it had its own operating system, not just a USB backup drive, but it had its own operating system, its own real-time virus scanner. So if anything did get put on it, it could just be put right into quarantine, and then you can look at it every so often and see what needs to be deleted. Or you could tell it to delete it automatically, but you'd probably lose some important stuff. Or you wouldn't know what you lost or where it was gone, see, now I'm just talking, so no need in showing that countdown. Be a good way to do it. And I've always thought, well, I got a server running, but no, I don't want to do that. That's just too dangerous. I've thought about it. Oh, it'd probably be all right. But I don't care how secure your operating system is and everything. There's always that day when somebody figures out how to break into your server, and if your backup drive's plugged in there, if they're in your server and able to just SFTP into it or SSH into it, or even worse, full remote control of it, nothing's stopping them from getting into whatever drives are hooked up to it. So my laptop, I just noticed, is not making noise anymore, so I wonder if it's no point in doing. Oh, it's still in the middle. It's not anywhere near finished. It's going to be a while. I'm afraid it's going to take way longer than I thought. I remember thinking it took a pretty long time the last time I did that with ClamAV. Well, let me take a look at the moms again before I give up on all this. I mean, I won't give up on it. It's all be running, but quit the video. Oh, you got to switch. I'm switching the KVM switch, and I haven't switched the camera to the right way. Switch to the camera. I'm on me. I need to be on the camera that's aimed at the screen. There. Yeah, I'm getting tired again, aren't I? So it's time to quit. Oh, now all my sticky notes went haywire. I have to leave them alone. Okay. I've got too many under there. I need to reorganize everything. Okay. It keeps on moving. I don't know why that little... See, it keeps rolling itself back up. I don't know why. I guess because it's pulling... When it does... Oh, you know what? Some of them add them on the top. Maybe it does add to the top instead of the bottom. I thought it added it underneath, Maybe it depends on how it's organized. Because I've been changing that name of problem found. That might be making it add them to the top. I don't know. Yeah, because it keeps rolling back up. But it just rolls up a little bit, not all the way to the top. So I don't know. But it does that. So everything's still... I don't know. Maybe that much is how much longer the list really is. Maybe my little thing of putting the cursor right there is not helping me. I'll see now this one. You can't see it, but I can. Scanning, run, media, live user, Anaconda, etc. So it's still in there. So just like I was saying, sometimes it shows that, sometimes it doesn't. Okay. So it's going to be a while. I may have a warm, noisy night for the first half of my sleep. Well, I still have to eat supper. I still have to take a bath. I doubt I'll be in bed before at least the laptop and Mom's machine is finished. And so this one, yeah, now it's saying it. Scanning sys firmware ACPI tables fax scanning sys firmware. I didn't remember there was a SYS directory, but I guess there is. It shows it. Unplug the backup drive. Of course, if it wouldn't have that directory in itself unless it had come from a backup of a machine. So, well, it's going. It's not very near as fast. It'd probably be able to work a little faster when I turn off the video recorder. Because let's go back to that. OBS Studio is using a lot of CPU. That'll free up a lot of CPU for that scanner here when I get out of here, so that'll help. All right. So yeah, I think that's good enough. I just wanted to get back, and I just thought, well, I'm going to go ahead and do that. That way all three of them will be, instead of waiting until tomorrow to do my main machine, you know, again, go ahead and get it done. So now I got three of them scanning with ClamAV at once, which is fine. I got to think, at first I said, well, I don't have anything to be able to even watch a video while I eat or anything, you know, and I thought, well, if I really need to do something like that, I could do it on the, well, I probably won't, because the little Dell laptop, actually it doesn't play YouTube videos very well. It's just not powerful enough. And I can't do it on the server. It is not powerful enough. And I don't want to watch it on the little laptop screen and all that. And it's sitting way off over there. I'd have to, and I'm not going to crawl back there and unplug the. I only have one. You know, the only set of VGA cables I could, VGA and USB cables I could get to is on Mom's machine, but I'm going to need that to keep checking on it, so I'm not going to unplug those. So I guess I just set myself up to not be able to watch anything. I could read, I guess, while I'm. Oh, I could watch videos on this machine while it's scanning viruses. I think it could. Well, that's the thing. That's the hardest thing for the machine to do, is to play videos. So if I make it fill up all of its cache and its video memory watching videos, then my ClamAV scan might not even finish. It might lock the machine up. So yeah, you never know. I mean, it's hard. You know, you don't know how much you. Usually an hour to 2 hours of just watching videos and not really doing anything else. You're going to end up having to reboot this machine that's still no Wi-Fi, because it's only got 256 megabyte of video memory. That's why it's not meant for that. It's meant for an office environment. You know, it actually was a WinTerm basically. It had Windows 7 basic terminal edition. It would connect to servers. And the applications were actually residing that it used, where most all of them are on their servers of this company. And it was given to me by my friend. They were going to throw it away, and my friend used to be my neighbor, Jeff. He gave it to me. He got it and brought it home and gave it to me. Because I've always helped him with his computer stuff, you know, and so he gives me old computers sometimes, because I like to figure them out. Okay. Yeah, that stuff's all going to be going for a good long time. And I can kind of tell by the way it's kind of sluggish and moving around sometimes. I see ClamScan's 18%, OBS is 23%. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and you know, stop stressing this machine. All right, well, I'm going to go this time, and I don't plan on coming back tonight. I don't see any reason why I would. I'm tired. I'm going to eat and figure out some way to relax. My TV, I haven't watched it hardly at all in the last about 2 or 3 years, because I used to plug a laptop into it and watch video, online video to it, but well, both of them are being used. Well, actually, the Dell, I could use it for that, but I'd have to rearrange everything. I could do that. But the TV, the way I have my sound system wired now, I would only be able to use just my Jambox speakers. They're not so great all by themselves. They're fine along with the others, but I won't go into all that. I'm going to sit here and jabber forever. All right, I'm going to go. I'll probably be tomorrow when I come back. Okay, bye-bye.